Alright guys, we are back for another Inazuma 11 Cross video, and today I will be giving you a kit review and guide for Fubuki Shirou. He is a Wind Element 3-star forward with the tags Inazuma Japan, Inazuma 11 Free, and Ace Striker. Which, the Ace Striker thing sums him up pretty well. His main thing is just shooting strength. He's very strong. He doesn't do much else. But I will say, I think he is worth getting at least one of. Especially for like mono win teams later down the line. So that's something I'll say right off the bat. I think he is decent. Let me get into his passives. His first Awakening passive, which is the one that you get for getting his dupes. His first one increases his own TP, pretty basic, but it is quite nice, because his Wolf Legend is quite expensive. And then the second one is his, it buffs his Wolf Legend's range and power, so that's quite nice. And then let's get into the level passives. If you have 3 or more teammates with the Inazuma Japan tag, it raises his own kick stat, which is the stat that determines, the power of his kicks, I guess. The power of his shoots. His second one just increases his own kick. Makes sense. The third one increases the power and crit rate of all of his own wind attribute Hisatsus. So that is quite nice, because that's all he does. For the training passives, I will recommend, and I'll put them on the screen because I know not everyone is reading Japanese. The ones that I recommend is getting either Shoot Power Wind, a Shoot Power Plus, and Kick Plus, or replace any one of them with the TP plus one. So you can fire off more Hisatsus potentially. Let's see. For his Hisatsus, pretty basic. He just has Eternal Blizzard, which I'll put on the screen, and Wolf Legends, which I will also put on the screen. They're quite okay, I guess. Eternal Blizzard isn't that crazy, but Wolf Legend, the thing about that one is that it can activate as shoot chain. It also, because of his passives, has a little bit of a higher crit rate than other strikers' kicks, and it's a long range kick that is actually quite strong. So that is something very nice about him. You can literally just spam it from across the field, remove defender's TP, and then, you know, either make goals with him, or have your other striker use a Hisatsu to finish the job. So he's honestly not bad at all, in my personal opinion. Definitely not the best in the game, as we now currently have Tsurugi. And I do think, I do hold Tsurugi in quite high regards in terms of like kit design, but we'll get into that for his video. Now let's go over the base stats. The base stats for these videos is going to be quite difficult for me to, you know, do, because I have most characters, but you can see it on the banners too. Although some characters are not on banners. So, like, for example, the... what's his name again? Fudo. And, the Raimon 11 Goenji. Both of them are not on a banner, so I cannot actually check what their level 1 base stats are. But for Fubuki, they are, the 100 TP, which is quite standard. 58 kick, which is quite nice. 45 technique, which is also not bad, but it's not amazing. 36 block, which is... it's a striker. Makes sense. I wouldn't really put any defensive Hisatsus on him. You know, his catch is 25. It's not a goalie. What do you... what are we doing here? His speed is 4. I'm pretty sure that's just the average. I know from the top of my head that, for example, World Cup Kido, he has 6 speed, and he's a midfielder, so his whole thing is dribbling, so that makes sense. So I think 4 is like, if I remember right, 4 is like the standard. I'll double check real quick with Goenji. Yeah, Goenji also has 4. I'm pretty sure that's just standard. Yeah. my overall review of him, I've been using him a lot. A lot in this game. He's carried me through the entire story mode. He's carried me through all the scout boards. He's carried me through the Inazuma Japan, like, scout ticket thingies, whatever the game mode is called. I still haven't figured out what it's called. I probably should get on top of that, but... yeah, I've been using him a lot. I did get lucky on his banner, admittedly. So I did get multiple dupes. I think he will be significantly worse without his dupes, unfortunately. Because his second awakening passive is really good. I will admit. And the TP as well. He does need more TP if you want to be spamming Wolf Legend. Mine has 120 TP right now in battle. But I will say, at a baseline, if you're just starting to get into the game, and especially if you like Fubuki a lot, he is definitely strong. And with more wind characters in the future, buffing wind characters, I'm sure he will have a place. Especially because right now you can, for example, buff him with Toramaru and some other characters that I'm not remembering from the top of my head. I do recommend putting him in a Inazuma Japan team for now until we get more specific wind element teams. And of course, in terms of like coach, Inazuma Japan makes sense. We go with, you know, Kudo. God, I hope I'm not mixing up Kudo and Fudo. It's Japanese names, okay? I'm trying my best. But yeah, I will recommend that. I'll recommend putting him in slot 2 and having Goenji or another striker in 1 so that you can basically whittle down the TP of the defenders with Fubuki and finish the job with the one in the number 1 slot. But yeah, that's basically it. I don't really know. I don't really have anything else to say about him other than, like, yeah, he kicks hard. And he crits, and he can do shoot change and long range. He's definitely a good pickup, especially compared to like the 2-star options. So yeah, that's my overall review. I don't think he's the best in the game anymore, but for a first limited character, he was quite decent. That'll be all for the video. See you next time, and yeah, check out my other guides. There's more coming in the future. All right, peace.